welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Business Miracles 12 Days of Prosperity series. 12 topics, 12 dates, 12 minutes, all designed to support HSPs in business and leadership to prosper through one of the most challenging times of year, end of year into new year. Let's take a moment, place a hand on your heart, and together let's take in a strong, steady breath. Breath in and let it out. Together again, strong, steady breath, and let it out. And one more time, power of 3 to support yourself and really arriving to this moment here and now. Strong, steady breath in and let it out. Beautiful. If your eyes have been closed, just allow them to gently blink and come back on open. I am Heather Dominick, founder of businessmiracles.com and creator of the Highly Sensitive Leadership Training Program. As an HSP myself, I've been self-employed since 2003 and mentoring HSPs since 2010. Our last session topic was create versus cope. Creative joy is not the finish line. It's the fuel. That's a valuable writer-downer as a good reminder. Creative joy is not the finish line. It's the fuel. All in support of so much for us as HSPs, but especially today's topic, which is boundaries. If you're a visual learner, see notes in the chat. If this overwhelms, just ignore. As a fellow HSP, I appreciate your willingness to be on video. So I'm not teaching to a black blank void. Boundaries. According to Psychology Today, drawing a line between preserving privacy and letting others in. Drawing a line between preserving privacy and letting others in. Boundaries for us HSPs are a lifeline in general and a necessity for us HSPs in business and leadership, specifically in service to creating results. Let's write that down. Boundaries equals creating results. So, why are boundaries often such a challenge for us HSPs? First, setting boundaries means knowing what you want, as we covered in our series Day 2 topic, clarity. Knowing what you really want, really essentially want as your HSP essential self. Next, setting boundaries means knowing what you want and expect from others. Let's write that down. The people in your work and life, prospects, clients, team members, vendors, spouses, partners, children, parents, siblings, friends. Finally, setting boundaries means being able to communicate what you want clearly, concisely, calmly. Boundaries, first, knowing what you want. Next, what you want and expect from others. Finally, ability to communicate what you want and expect clearly, concisely, calmly. Sounds simple, right? Maybe for a non-HSP, but often not for us HSPs due to some of our top 12 shadow tendencies, such as over-responsibility. Because HSPs can often intuit what another person needs, an untrained HSP will equate this to being responsible to give another person what they need, even if it's a detriment to the HSP's own needs. Also, the shadow of people pleasing. because an untrained HSP has not yet learned how to manage their nervous system from flooding when overwhelmed. The HSP will shy away from telling others that they've violated their boundaries because the HSP fears both the social consequences, being shunned and ridiculed, and then also the physiological consequences, such as their body betraying them, profuse sweating, fumbling of words, going completely numb. And then the HSP shadow of judgment of self, a shadow that's not often spoken about. Because an untrained HSP has spent most of your life being aware of how different you are, you've equated this with being wrong, especially when it comes to the unique set of needs that you have as an HSP. So you talk yourself out of setting boundaries with internal dialogue that sounds something like, shouldn't I just be able to handle it without making such a fuss? I mean, why set boundaries since this will just, highlight how strange and weird and overly needy sensitive I am? And gosh darn it, what is wrong with me anyway? Overall, HSPs who don't set boundaries with the people in their business, leadership, life, likely believe they are less worthy than others and that their needs are less deserving of attention, such as we also covered in our series Day 2 topic, clarity. Hand on heart, breath in, and let it out. A Course in Miracles, Lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently. Here's where it's important to emphasize the difference between the supportive core practice of setting boundaries and another one of our HSP shadows, overprotection. Overprotection closes you off from people, new situations, and opportunities, all which you want in order to grow as an HSP in business and leadership. Boundaries open you to healthy, fulfilling relationships. Healthy, fulfilling relationships with prospects, clients, team members, vendors, spouses, children, parents, siblings, friends. Boundaries set you free. Write that down. Boundaries set you free from our HSP self-created overprotective prison. Every defense mechanism that once saved your life eventually becomes the prison you mistake for safety. Recognizing the difference requires more courage than building the walls in the first place. An acronym to help you remember the value of being willing to do what I call the real work to set yourself free by creating boundaries. That acronym is TAP, T-A-P, as in I choose to tap in. I choose to tap in to fully participate in my business leadership life. T equals trust. Creating and communicating boundaries establishes trust, both of your HSP essential self and the others you choose to have in your business leadership life. A equals authenticity. Honoring your HSP needs and expressing them allows for more authentic, genuine connection with your own HSP essential self and the others you choose to have in your business leadership life. P equals personal responsibility, the big one. Creating and communicating boundaries is a skill. It is an HSP mastery skill that can absolutely be learned. Write that down. Can absolutely be learned through retraining your nervous system as an HSP. Taking personal responsibility to engage in this retraining for this process rather than taking it personally when others don't respect your boundaries. Personal responsibility taps you in to experience fulfillment in your business leadership life. Now, yes, tapping in can feel hard. Yes, it can feel unfair. Why should I have to? And yes, it can feel unfamiliar, which does not equal unsafe. Write that down. Unfamiliar does not equal unsafe. Tapping in, setting boundaries is what shapes you into the HSP leader you're meant to be, who is able, as a result, to receive without guilt. Write that down. Receive without guilt. Accept prosperity without immediately giving it all away. To trust that you deserve what you have and more. Take a breath in and let it out. Next step actions to be done on your own before our next session. Day 8, action step 1, use the nervous system management tool, the order form to the universe, lovingly known as the OFTU, to support you with the clarity that's a must to create and communicate boundaries. For the Not Yet Business Miracles members, you'll find that in the Stop the Overwhelm training kit. That link is in the chat for you. For Business Miracles members, you'll find that tool in your HSP Success Take Action Leadership track, ORNT 1210, Nervous System and Mindset Management. That link is in the chat for you. Excuse me, that title is in the chat for you. Step 2, for Not Yet Business Miracles members, receive deeper support around this most important topic by scheduling a clarity call directly with me. That link is in the chat for you, www.claritycall.com. There is now one remaining clarity call spot on my calendar for January, February 2026. Let's make it you. For Business Miracles members, turn to your 4Q intuitive plan. Where are you being guided by your intuition to bring boundaries to the forefront of business and leadership for yourself right now? That key question is in the chat for you. Where are you being guided by your intuition to bring boundaries to the forefront of your business and leadership for yourself right now? Step 3, review your 12 Days of Prosperity series notes. Write that down. Review your 12 Days of Prosperity series notes. Whether today is your first day, you participated in all the days, or something in between. Review these notes and bring any asks you have about what you've received so far to our next 12-day prosperity session series. We will be opening up for mentoring Q&A on our next session happening Monday, January 19th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Our topic will be community. Until then, many blessings. Business Miracles.